guys, it is check-in day, so it's Wednesday morning. It's almost the end of May. I think it's the 30th today. So we're almost at that 1 month post-show mark. My weight this morning was actually exactly the same as last week, so 123.9, which is awesome. Yeah, I've been able to kind of maintain my weight here, eating quite a bit of food, so that's good, around that 1800 calorie mark, so I'm happy with that. I did have a date night on Saturday, so that was kind of a little bit more of a free day. Rest of the week I've been able to hit my macros and feel good about it. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys what things were looking like this morning with the bod. And in this week's episode, I also have a really exciting announcement, which I can't wait to share with you guys. And I'm gonna give you a macro-friendly grocery haul. So some of the fun things that I've been eating since my show. Let's do it. Super excited, guys. So what do I gotta tell you? What is the big announcement? So this weekend is 23 and a half weeks out from the pro show, and Jamie and I sat down this weekend and decided that this is going to be the year that I do it. The reason why we decided that this would be a good time to do it, we were kind of like going back and forth. We were going to wait till after the wedding to decide, but what we decided is to keep your pro. You either have to compete this year or next year. And we decided we are going to make our family grow next year, and we're going to try to have another baby. So for that reason, I'm going to be competing this year as a pro. And then the way that it works with the UFE is I'll compete this year as a pro, which will qualify me to keep my pro status. Then we're going to try to have a baby, and then perhaps I'll return to the stage and do another comeback down the line, you know. But we've decided, okay, we're going to do it. So 23 and a half weeks out from the pro show. What does that mean, guys? That means that I'm going to have to tighten things up a little bit. I've had a lot of fun over the past few weeks. I've been kind of in recovery diet mode, enjoying lots of food that has been delicious. But now that I've done some counting backwards and been like, okay, shit, 23 and a half weeks, that's not a lot of time. We're going to have to make sure that things, like, we'll have a little bit of fun over the next couple of weeks, but you will really see that as these vlogs progress, I am going to be starting the process of dieting down a teeny tiny bit for the wedding, not too much, and then positioning myself really well so that when the wedding is over on September 1st and I'm that close to stage time, I'm just positioned well so that I'm good to go for the pro show. So what I wanted to share with you guys is I actually got a judge's report back from the UFE, from the show that I just did, and I wanted to kind of go through the feedback and kind of share that with you, which is going to also explain what I'm going to be doing with my training over the next little block so that I'm positioned well and kind of focusing this time with the extra calories on the muscle groups that they want me to grow. Let's do it. Okay, so that's the show right up at the top there. So World Championships are in Toronto, and then I'll have the best competitors in both the figure and fitness category and the other categories too, but those will be the two categories that I do. But yeah, best competitors from all over the world, all natural competitors that will be competing. So what they're looking for, so presentation, conditioning, symmetry, proportion, structure, beauty, and skin tone. And you can kind of see there's some more information about what each of those parts mean and how much that contributes towards your score. So you'll see here the scores were out of 40. pounds. Overall, pretty happy with everything there. 38, 38, 37, 33.5. And generally what happens with that is with one of the judges, perhaps their internal scoring, probably for most competitors, was on the lower side of things. That's why you'll see some discrepancy between like one judge and the other judge. But anyways, feeling good about that. And then at the bottom here, they also have some comments. So great overall conditioning on the physique, good muscular development on the lower body. Look to add a bit more size and roundness to the shoulders to help accentuate the V-taper that the judges are looking for in this category. Judges would like to see a little bit more fullness. Posing and presentation were well done. For the pro figure level, look to add more hamstring sweep and more separation in the quadricep muscles. So what does that mean for me? They want my shoulders to have a little bit more there, have a little bit more in the quads, and a little bit more in the hamstrings. So that means right now, when my calories are higher, my programming needs to really be focused on these muscle groups. So quads, hamstrings, and shoulders are going to get some extra attention so that I'm really positioning myself well heading into the show. Overall, I know that I'm not going to get a ton more size. The framework is there, the structure is there. It's just focusing on those muscle groups a little bit more often. And then it also says judges would like to see a little bit more fullness. So that means that they think that I could have filled out more. So that means that my muscle bellies could have been a little bit fuller. So for example, the carbing up process, when we revisit it with my coach, perhaps we need to add some more carbs in, more sodium, more water, and we will revisit that in our next peak week, and we're kind of talking about the game plan for that. So game plan moving forward based on all of that, guys. So probably going to get calories up a tiny bit higher. I am going to keep them where they're at right now because I'm planning on still having some fun days. So what I'll do is I'll just keep the rest of the week on the lower side of things, and then that will allow for a little bit more freedom and flexibility with social events and those kind of things moving forward. So I'll keep them the same as what they were last week in terms of macros. And then, yeah, just have a couple of free meals. Probably still keep alcohol in for a while. In terms of when I'll actually start dieting or thinking about reducing body fat, probably won't be until like maybe 12 weeks out, 14 weeks out, just depending on where things are looking with my body physically. So it'll be like based on where I am in relation to stage weight. Some of you guys already know this because I talked about it on my podcast, but I've decided to save some money and not work with Paul for the next little bit and then revisit it closer to stage time so he can again do my prep and then do my peak week and kind of going out of the show as well. But for right now, I'm going to handle things on my own. Feel pretty confident both with the things that I've learned from him and with my own abilities as a coach. So yeah, we're going to keep things probably here-ish. I am feeling really good. Definitely put on some body fat, definitely put on some weight, which is good, right? We want to be positioned really well, although there is that little bit of like mental hurdle that I've been dealing with sometimes when I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Overall, I'm feeling really good. So we're just going to continue with that moving forward. And yeah, I think like that's it. Gonna have a program that is gonna be really focused on the quads, really focused on the hamstrings, really focused on the shoulders. The other muscle groups will be trained, but I'll just train them once a week. I am downplaying and deloading all of the volume right now, so I'm still gonna continue with that probably for another like 3 to 4 weeks and then be positioned well to like ramp it up again. But after pushing for so many months and months and months, the body really does need a break. It needs time to recover. Anywho, I'm gonna go to the grocery store, gonna pick up some stuff that is macro friendly, just like I said I would, and then I'm gonna show it all to you guys, and then I'm excited because it means that I'm gonna get to have all this yummy macro friendly stuff all weekend long, which gets me really, really excited. Because food is delicious, and when you got lots of macros, you really, really can work in some more fun foods in a way that you can't when you only have like 80 grams of carbs. Then you're not going to work in the fun foods. You're going to try to stretch your budget really far. But when you have a high budget, you're like, okay, this is 30 grams of carbs, and it's not as big of a deal. So I'm excited. I want to show you guys some new stuff. So I got no game plan. I'm just going to go up and down the aisles, look at some labels, see what I can find, and then from there, just share it with all you guys because I know you guys love these kind of episodes. So let's go shopping. So we have a ton of berries, guys, because berries are really good when you're sick. They have great antioxidant properties, and they can just help with feeling better. So I stocked up on both the frozen berries and then also some fresh berries over here. We got blueberries and some strawberries, and I also got this echinacea. Oh, better show it to you guys. I got this echinacea tea. So this is one that I'm going to start taking at bed. I used it throughout my prep pretty regularly, but like I said, I've been feeling sick. So we're going to start bringing that back into the regular rotation. We got some potatoes here. So I absolutely love these guys because they're just like a perfect size, you know? Look. So perfect. And I find that when they are this size, I don't have to cut them in half. I can just pop them in the oven and roast them, which is fantastic. And where are your numbers? Where are the macros on these bad boys? They don't even have the macros for some reason. But that's okay. They're potatoes, so I will just track them as yellow potatoes in my MyFitnessPal, and it's all good. We also got some asparagus because it is a really healthy vegetable that's going to help me with feeling better. And then for my daily routine, you guys know that I'm all about the apple cider vinegar. So I've been actually all out for about 4 or 5 days. So this is part of my morning routine for digestion. I also think it's really, really good in terms of your gut health, and your gut health is connected to your everything health. So we need to get this bad boy back into the rotation. I'm actually going to add it into my tea this evening, and hopefully that's going to help with recovering as well. What else do we got here? We got some mushrooms. And then back here we got the sweet potatoes. So these guys are awesome because they already come pre-cut. You know, guys, I'm really lazy. I like things that are already pre-done for me. And that entire bag is only $2. And it already has the skin off. Pop them in the oven, drizzle some ketchup on top, and they're super good. And yeah, just like regular sweet potato macros on those bad boys. So 15 carbs, 2 fiber, 1 protein. These are our go-to yogurts, both Jamie's and myself. So he likes this one. It's the Skyer, and you can see the macros here. So we got 150 calories, 0 fat, 15 carb, and 20 protein, which is freaking awesome, especially for us people who like to train. You need that protein, so excellent macros. And then this one's mine because I'm all about the dairy-free, lactose-free life. So yeah, there we go. Not as good. We're kind of reversal here. 20 carbs, 15 protein, but totally workable with my current macros. Okay. Cauliflower rice, because that's like a mega staple for me. You guys know I love that like every single day. These broccoli tots are awesome. If you haven't had them, there's both this one and then the cauliflower one and a broccoli and cheese. And let's get your macros up here. So macros are 6 pieces, 4.5 fat, 15 carbs, 6 fiber, 3 protein. This is how we save calories on peanut butter. And anybody that's ever done a prep knows that post-show it's really hard to quit eating the jar. So I find with this powdered peanut butter, it really, really helps with this. This is the chocolate hazelnut one. I actually picked this one up from Walmart a couple of days ago. But let's get the macros for you here. So we have 6 carbs, 4 protein, 1.5 fat for 2 tablespoons. So I'll put this into my oats. I'll also just like drizzle it on top of my waffles. Super duper yummy, and it's really easy to keep your portions under control, especially post-show when you're finding that that is something that's tricky. Okay. These bad boys are for the boys. They can make some homemade pizzas on it. So good macros on here. What do we got? For 1 pita, I love these guys because they have so much fiber, 5 grams of fiber, which is awesome. They're made in Mississauga, so nice and local to us. 33 carbs, 6 protein, 5 fiber, so the guys will use that. I currently don't have wheat or gluten in my diet, so this will be what they pick up, but I picked those guys up for them. We got more vegetables, green beans, so the more green things we eat, the better we feel, so we have that guy there. Picked up some chia seeds this time round, so been hearing a lot about integrating them more to help with hormones. The naturopaths that I've been talking to recently have really been raving about flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp hearts, so I'm like, okay, let's start adding it into my yogurt, let's start adding it into my smoothie, and even into my cereal, and really get the health benefits that come from having chia seeds in your diet. So they have some omega-3 fats. They're also a really great fiber source, so we're going to work those into the rotation more regularly. Got this ice cream for Jamie. So this, so good in terms of macros, and yeah, I know it's $6 a tub, so we don't buy all of the time, but 360 calories for the entire tub, which is like so awesome. And then if we look at just like a single serving, which is 125 milliliters, 15 carb, 3 fiber, 7 protein, 90 calories, 2.5 fat, but let's be realistic, nobody's going to eat like 125 milliliters, especially for my hubby. He's like 200 pounds, so he's probably going to eat the entire tub, which is still fantastic because it's only 360 calories. So yeah, definitely good. Tastes delicious and really good macros. I've been obsessed with this guy lately for my smoothies. So this is the unsweetened coconut vanilla. So we go with unsweetened so we can keep the amount of sugar down and keep the amount of calories down. So that's why I do unsweetened versus sweetened. It is barbecue season, so for a lot of the times when we are too lazy to create our own burgers, we go for these guys. So these are the Maple Leaf Prime chicken burgers, and yeah, the boys do their beef burgers, I do the chicken burgers. Macros are really good on these guys. We got 4 carbs, 4.5 fat, 19 protein. So a lot of the burgers are like way more in fat, which in turn is way more in calories. So nice to have a burger that's lower in fat, keep the calories down, and still be able to enjoy barbecues with everybody. We got a new bread here that my hubby's been loving. So this is the Rye Light. So for one slice, only 80 calories, 16 carbs, 1 fiber, 3 protein, 1 fat. So it is the Rudolph's Rye Light. So yeah, that's a good go-to bread for anybody. Yeah, anybody that's looking for a bread selection. Hummus to dip some veggies in. Great snack. These guys are awesome too. So we actually have this one, which is the garden vegetable, and there's also like a spinach or ricotta one. I think we have some of those left in the freezer as well. Jamie loves them, and they're really great to have breakfast whipped up pretty quick. So for 1 quiche in here, 8 fat, 6 carbs, 9 protein, and yeah, like they actually taste really good according to him, and definitely makes it so that he can grab breakfast on the go real quick without having to do too much work in the morning. My go-to pasta. So I love this guy. I think I've talked about him in a previous YouTube, but definitely a go-to. It's 25 calories for the entire package, 1 protein, 6 carbs, 6 fiber. So this is a really great go-to both when you're dieting and trying to keep up with the volume eating. So yeah, definitely a staple. I've been on a meal kick lately of like adding this into my water. I don't know why. I actually normally have no troubles drinking a ton of water, but I tried Mio maybe a couple months ago, and then I don't know why, but I've been on it recently. So I really like the lemonade, and then this time I picked up the strawberry watermelon. This is my go-to cereal, but I generally don't have a bowl of it unless it's like a high carb day in a prep. But now that my numbers are higher, I can have it more regularly and still like work it into the numbers. So Go Lean Honey Almond Flax Crunch. And then last but not least, we got some flaked light tuna because it's like a very cheap, easy protein source. So always like to have those guys on hand so that when we don't have protein sources cooked up, we're like totally good to go, no big deal, and yeah, prepped for when we don't have proteins ready. So guys, I am going to whip up that tea. So just gonna do the echinacea tea and add in some of the apple cider vinegar to try to get myself feeling a little bit better. Then it's gonna be bath time and just kind of unwinding, chilling out. I did a really amazing interview this week with Katie Ann Rutherford, which is gonna go live next week, but she is the world figure champion pro in the WNBF. So many letters, but yeah, World Natural Bodybuilding Federation. Absolutely amazing woman. She's also a power lifter and just like a really badass chick. So that's going to be going live next week on the podcast, which I'm super excited to share with all of you guys. She talks about all of her struggles in relation to competing. A lot of the things that I'm currently going through are things that she went through. She did the World Pro Championships last year. So we had a really great conversation all about different things that happen post-show. So if any of you guys are really interested in my journey and really interested in the sport of fitness competing, you're going to want to check out this week's podcast episode. I'll be sure to put it in the show notes below here, but definitely worthwhile for you guys to check out. Other than that, I think that's it for this week's episode. Thanks again for being along for the ride with me. You guys are going to get to see the prep back down as we start dieting, but for right now, we got to get these delts, gotta get them bigger, we gotta get the quads bigger, we gotta get the hamstrings bigger. So we are on a mission to grow, and let's do it!